in time to come, they're going to have some asset class under commodity or CPO or different asset class?
Anything is possible as long as SC allows. So I think currently, but actually we only have 3 funds, the 3 default funds that SC dictated. I think that the next phase for us would be the Islamic Sharia compliant.
I see.
But what I believe is that it is still a new industry, a new market. So I think investors will still put all this PRS investment into plain vanilla products that SC has dictated, because it is very simple. It is retirement money. So until you have built a base of quality assets or base, a substantial base of retirement income, I don't suggest investors to go into too exotic investments. Yeah. So actually, I just came back from Taiwan. It's actually quite scary to see the market there, because I think we don't want to move there, because there are a lot of speculative in terms of speculation in terms of unit trust investment. So whether it's retirement or non-retirement, they chase for high yield. So do you know what's the most popular product in Taiwan? Is high yield emerging market bond. Even at this market, so they are still looking at that type of product. And the average tenure that they place their money into any investment vehicle is maximum 3 months. So they churn every quarter. So I believe Malaysians, we are more sensible here. So I still encourage investors to put into the very safe and safe products.
Okay, you know, PLS is new, and I discover different product provider. They're adopting different investment strategy. Some of them, they are using fund of funds. They just take the money and put into the existing fund they have. But some provider, they are using different philosophy. They say this is a long-term money, right? I have the different guideline to manage the money in a long-term approach, so they don't put into the fund of fund. What will your personal view? What is your current approach? Are you using a fund of fund strategy in manage the fund that you collected right now?
Yes. Actually, we are using a fund of fund approach. So actually, our underlying vehicles are our Golden Life series, which originally was designed for retirement saving, so retirement investment. So we already have a series of funds that are catered for such needs. So we don't see the need to reinvent the wheel. So the current approach, at least for the next couple of years, will be a fund of fund approach. But after we build up certain size, we will consider actually merging the products together.
Okay, great. And I also know under guideline, the fund manager is allowed to put some of the asset class into real estate property. That is something very unique. The unit trust fund manager is not allowed to do that. I would like to hear from any of the speaker here, right? Over long term, do you think your fund managers, they are going to have that intention to part the portfolio into real estate investment?
Okay, at this juncture, no. For Huang, no. For a very simple reason, we are not real estate experts. Okay. We try not to get into areas that we're not very familiar with. You know, some of the properties, the launches nowadays, especially the smaller units one, are going for like 1,000, 1,200. So as fund manager, we get a lot of questions from prospects and clients asking us, hey, still can buy or not? So even we look at 1,200 per square foot, let's say in PJ, we don't know how much more room it can go. So we're really not expert in I'm talking about physical real estates, okay. Yeah, but we do invest in property stocks in the region, yeah.
Okay, but I do understand the Huang, the IMANs, the PLS, they have the big portion exposure to the equity. It's one of the best performing one. Okay, this is one of the performance fund as well, and it's very volatile. But don't you think PLS is a long-term saving? We shouldn't take very high risk. What is your personal view?
Yeah. If you look at EBF, okay, EBF pay you 5%, 5%. To me, one of the most convincing point about investing in PRS is to allow customer to take risks. If they don't want to take risks, they should park the money with either FD or EPF, whatever. So it actually allows you to take risks if you're not happy with a single-digit return. So yes, we recognize our PRS IMAN growth, the growth fund is slightly more volatile. But the customer can always do a bit of asset allocation on their own. They don't have to put everything there. You know, they can asset allocate on their own if they are not opting for the default option. You see.
Okay, so as a product specialist yourself, you design products, so your position is chief product officer, right? So what would be your advice to the investor? Do you advise them to invest lump sum or just regular over long term for PRS?
If you can't take risks, if you cannot sleep with your investment, let's say you put 3,000 in PRS and that night itself you cannot sleep, okay? Then do a regular savings. It's very simple. I was just looking at S&P 500 performance versus Bursa's performance versus whatever equity indices performance over the last 30 years. Inevitably, they are all moving upwards gradually. So if you were to spread your entry to a few hundred entries, as in regular savings, and over a very long term, 20, 30 years or 40 years kind of time horizon, if you still lose money from investing via this method, it must be really bad luck. You know, you just catch it at the absolute high. Even most of the funds, internally managed fund, the clients who got into our fund in the height of 2008, the subprime crisis, until today, they are already above the previous high. You know?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you for your comment. And there's one more. There's a common question asked from the public when you go around and give the public seminar on PRS. It's concerning about the security about the fund. How safe is this PRS? Yeah, because it's something new. It's always chicken and egg, which one comes first, right? So I would like to open this question to all of you. How we can give assurance to the public that the PRS money actually is very safe. Someone will not taken away.
I think no, it's a SC initiated program. It's a government project actually. So PPA is set up to safeguard investor interest, and all these products are actually trust funds. So there are trustees that are behind it. So and all the appointed providers are actually with certain size and reputation. So I don't see any danger in terms of money being misused or being manipulated.
I see. So you're actually highlighting that we should promote that this is something initiated by regulators. We have a PPA over there, then we have a trustee who safeguard our money. Yeah, so just to give them some assurance. Mr. Edward, you got anything to add in to this question?
When people ask you about unit trust and PRS, very simple. Unit trust, you all know, governed by SC and trustee. PRS, you got additional Steve Ong, Dr. Steve Ong. You had additional PPA, right? So how many people watchdog you want? So it's very, very safe, you know.
Okay. Steve, anything from your side?
Likewise, this is guarded by the Trustee Act. You know, the money is separated from the fund manager's internal power of cash. So virtually no risk in that respect. But the risk is investment risk. Okay, if you're a 60-year-old, you're 50 years old, you still want to buy aggressive fund. Buyers beware. You should be aware that your time horizon accumulation period is short, and you shall not take too much risk. So
yeah, I think I remember 2 months back during the public speech by our SG chairman, they did mention that the initiative of PRS is to encourage the youngsters to save for their old age. But the report show most portion of contribution come from people who are elderly. They call it a big ticket investor. Only 7% of the PRS investors are aged 35 and below. So again, as a providers, how you can help our consultant or to encourage the youngster public to take advantage of PRS?
Yeah, I can testify to that because just to share, I think actually all our board members, the entire group, they are our investors as well as all the senior management. And you'll be surprised that actually most of them who are actually past retirement age.
They past retirement age, huh? They only want to save for retirement. Too late.
Yeah, so
Wrong target, man.
surprisingly, most of them chose the aggressive fund. So, I think it's awareness again. So we are running. You need to run crucials and awareness programs. So
Okay.
I think what PPA is doing is very helpful. At least it reach out to the mass public.
Okay.
So from our perspective, and I'm sure other providers will do the same. You run our own education program.
Okay, great. Mr. Edward, you got how's Manulife doing to help consultant to reach youngster account?
I mean, youngster, you guys knows, right? I mean, nowadays the youngsters are a bit different because when you ask them to invest, they say, we got money, every day I go for Starbucks, I need to do this, I need to do that, But again, I mean, education is always ongoing basis. You cannot stop. As much as you want to talk, as much until mutadara also, we still need to talk to the youngsters. But I always try to educate the youngsters is that start investing as early as possible, whether you have even 100 ringgit, just don't need to go to Starbucks 10 times. Start investing, you can start with PRS, discipline them. Because why? If you don't have an investment vehicle that lock you in until retirement, in tendency young people, they will like withdraw. And they want to buy a Valentine Day, they want to go for Valentine dinner, they withdraw, So try to force them more disciplined way. Then the only way discipline that they can do right now is through PRS.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Edward. We talk so much about PLS for individuals, and we know under the PLS guideline, employers also can enjoy some tax incentive, tax relief if we to contribute PLS for the employee. Mr. Anthony, as far as the RHB concerned, is the corporation is your target market for a PLS business?
Yes, definitely. And I think for the industry to grow, corporate would be one of the key drivers. I think, from RHB perspective, most of our contributions actually came from individuals. Yeah, so corporate will take some time. We do have a few who participated with us, but those are on the non-vesting basis. So that means they came in, they give the money, and it belongs to the employees immediately. So that there's no vesting involved. But I think most of the other corporate institutions, they want more concrete plans and proposals.
Okay. Many of us as a consultant, we are very much an individual, you're very much in retail business. And of course, we heard so much about PLS, serve as a door opener for to go into corporation. But it looked very far to us. We don't know how to approach corporation. All right, can you share with us what is your approach that allow you to reach the corporate client that you like? And perhaps we can learn from you.
There's nothing to learn from me. So,
wow.
Actually, to us, it's not. To open door is not that difficult. I think as a part of RHB group, we are very. Most of the corporates are our clients actually. So whether it's asset management or corporate banking or part of the bank will be servicing them, payroll or whatever. So door opener is not an issue. And to me, to us from the asset management side. Using PRS, or not just PRS, we talk about retirement. It's actually a very easy door opener. Just go and see our client, just say, I want to give your staff a free talk on retirement. There's no product selling. So it's a very simple thing. It's education. I think everyone loves education. And Malaysians, we like free stuff. So as long as you tell them it's free education, they'll let you in because there's no harm. It's a very good topic to talk about. So I think the tricky part is to actually talk to them further on how this can actually help them in terms of maybe staff retention or to solve their issues of not enough benefits for their employees and so forth. To come up with a very concrete proposal that will help them to actually or to convince them to actually participate or contribute on behalf of their employees. I think that is a difficult part. Door opener is not an issue.
Okay, for the benefit for individual consultant like us, for corporate clients, who would be the right person for you to talk to?
From experience, of course, you can talk to the CEO and they drive it down to be the fastest.
Top-down approach,
Normally that is not the case. So the two most relevant departments would be HR and finance.
I see.
Yeah, so HR is the one doing the work. Ultimately, if the company decides to take up PRS, finance is the one actually who need to finance the project if they decide to embark on a retirement fund for their employees.
Okay.
So these two, to me, would be the most relevant departments.
Okay, I believe a lot of providers, they also have their own corporate team. They try to call to all the big accounts they have. But we as an individual consultant, we also truly hope that if any provider, they can have skills and corporate accounts, share the business opportunity with us. Yeah, so we can come in, can help you to cross-sell some other product. But for individual consultant, we have our strength. We have our niche market, that's SME, SME. Yeah, SME, SME, that's where when you go and talk to them, they have 40, 50 employees, and then it's very easy for the boss itself to make a decision. That is something I believe that the corporate team cannot compete with us. Okay, Mr. Edward, I have a question for you. For a company to contribute PRS to their employee as part of their retention program, what should they consider?
I think if employer want to contribute, I mean, like I said again, share with Anthony, don't learn from me. I only learn from my pension business globally, in US, Canada, Hong Kong, and in Indonesia. The biggest issue every employer faces is that when they want to go for employee retention benefit, they must have a lot of system and administrative. Most of them do not want to touch that. You know, who HR in the world would like to hire additional manpower just to look at vesting or retirement period, do paperwork? Nobody wants to do that. And assuming they want to do it means they have to enhance the system. There's money involved in the investment system. So our job is that we got to make sure that they are very comfortable by giving them certain tools that we take away a lot of people up from their daily job. They are more receptive because whenever we see a client, especially corporates, to knock at our door to talk about PRS is quite easy. No problem. Because a lot of people doesn't know. Number two, there's a tax benefit for them. So they want to see you. Once you present to them, then they start to think about, well, there is a lot of massive paperwork to do. You know, what do I need to enhance my system? Do I need to do this? Do I need to do that? So if we were able to provide, provider provide that kind of facilities to make their job easy, almost at zero cost, then they are more receptive to move forward to bring the proposal to the board or to the CEO. If not, you're stuck at the HR level, right? So that's the key, you see. A lot of advisors out there have not touched the corporates, right? And Dato has shown to you that to become millionaire in the next 25 years, you you have income 1.4 million or 1 over million ringgit. You need to close 300 clients in